Have you felt it lately? It's like those walls between the wild world of crypto and, stuffy old Wall Street. They're starting to feel kind of thin. Well, this last week, it just dropped some massive clues that this isn't just a vibe, it is a full-on trend. So let's get right into it.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to connect the dots on this. First, we'll look at the market, which was on fire and really set the stage for everything. Then, we'll dive into a crypto exchange going public, a huge stablecoin player making a move on the US, and of course, the massive partnership that got everyone's attention. And at the end, we're going to tackle the big one. What is this great financial merge all about?
Okay, so first things first, we gotta set the scene, right? Because none of this stuff just happened out of nowhere. It all went down during a week where the crypto markets were just absolutely roaring.
And I mean, the whole market was just looking strong. Bitcoin, up over 3%. Ether, up 5%. But you want to know the real star of the show? Solana, a huge 16.5% jump in 1 week. I mean, that's its best run since January. So you've got this wave of good vibes, of positive momentum, and that was the perfect setup for everything else that happened.
And just to put a cherry on top, Bitcoin itself pushed right past the $11,500 mark. I mean, the message here couldn't be clearer. People were feeling confident, and they were definitely ready to buy.
So, with a market that hot, what happens next? Well, here's our first big piece of evidence for this great merge we're talking about. You have a crypto-first company making, well, probably the most traditional Wall Street move you can possibly make, going public.
Yep, you heard that right. Gemini, the exchange the Winklevoss twins started all the way back in 2014, just had its IPO on the NASDAQ. I mean, think about that. This is a massive deal. They're taking a private crypto company and just planting it right in the middle of one of Wall Street's biggest stages.
So, the big question is, how did Wall Street take it? Well, they loved it. The stock absolutely exploded, spiking 45% on day one. Get this, the demand was so crazy, they'd already bumped up the price twice before the opening bell even rang. This wasn't just a launch, it was a total blockbuster.
But here's the kicker. This wasn't just the founders trying to cash out. Not at all. This quote really says everything about how much they believe in this. The Winklevoss twins basically said, "We're not selling anything. In fact, we're buying more." They are doubling, even tripling down. They're all in on this idea that these two worlds are coming together.
All right, so we've got the stock market buzzing. Now, let's switch gears and look at the world of regulation, because another crypto giant, Tether, just made a really smart, really calculated play to get a little cozier with the US system.
They're launching a whole new token. It's called USAT, and that A stands for America. Its whole reason for being is to be a stablecoin that's built from the ground up to follow American rules, made just for US institutions and companies.
So what they're doing here is basically creating two different lanes. You've got their original classic USDT, which is going to keep doing its thing for the global market, and then you have this new USAT, which is like their specialized tool just for the US, designed to fit perfectly within all the regulations here. It's a super strategic way to get a solid foothold in the States.
And if you're wondering just how serious they are about this, check out who they hired to lead this whole US thing. Bo Hines. Yeah, the guy who used to be the White House's top crypto advisor. You just don't make a hire like that unless you're signaling, hey, Washington, we're here to play by the rules.
Okay, and that brings us to the main event, the real headliner. This is the story that really connects all these dots. A massive partnership between one of the oldest, most respected names in finance and one of the absolute biggest players in crypto.
Get this. Franklin Templeton, we're talking about an investment firm that's been around for 75 years, is officially partnering up with Binance, the biggest crypto exchange on the planet, and their goal? To build new digital investment products together. I mean, this is truly a meeting of titans from completely different worlds.
So you might be asking, okay, what are they actually doing? Well, the magic word here is tokenization. Just think of it like this. You take a real-world asset, like a stock or a bond, and you create a digital twin for it that can live and move on a blockchain. And this is not just some techie gimmick. It makes things like settling trades, stuff that takes days, happen almost instantly. It's all about making things faster, cheaper, and way more efficient. And this partnership just makes so much sense for both of them. For Franklin Templeton, boom, they get instant access to the hundreds of millions of people using Binance all over the world. And for Binance, they get to offer their users trusted, regulated products from a company that's been doing this for 75 years. It is the definition of a win-win. And here's what's so important to get.
This Franklin Templeton and Binance deal, as massive as it is, it's not some random one-off event. It's more like the giant exclamation point at the end of a sentence that's been writing itself all year long.
I mean, just look at how things have been ramping up. Back in April, you had Anchorage Digital and BlackRock. Then in July, Coinbase and JP Morgan. And now, this. The pace is getting faster, and the names involved are getting bigger and bigger. We are literally watching them build the bridge between traditional finance and crypto in real time.
And honestly, I think this quote from Roger Baston over at Franklin Templeton just nails it. He said, "The question isn't about TradFi taking over crypto or crypto taking over TradFi. It's not an invasion from either side. It's a convergence. Both sides are walking toward the middle of that bridge because they're finally realizing they have something the other one needs."
So that leaves us with the ultimate question, right? Is this Wall Street finally taming the Wild West of crypto and just absorbing it into the old system? Or is the technology behind crypto about to completely rewire the financial plumbing that Wall Street has been using for the last 75 years? You know, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. But watching that play out, that's going to be the biggest story in finance for a long, long time.